Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you a delayed deck profile. For the last time I was at Locals, it was like 2 weeks ago, and the store owner decided that they were going to remove the time limit for the matches because there wasn't that many of us, so they went no time limit and just see how long you go for. And each match took an hour and 45 minutes, so it was absolutely soul destroying, mentally draining, I will be honest. And after it, I got home and I felt like I'd done a full YCS. It was absolutely tiring, and I genuinely couldn't be bothered looking at another Yu-Gi-Oh card for that long and sitting reading them. So I haven't looked in this deck box since. I know exactly what the deck is and everything about it, but I do have my OTS cards. I did open the packs, but I can't remember what I got. I know I got one good thing, but it wasn't at all. I'll give you the spoiler right there. So the deck that I did play was Shaddoll, Dogmatika, Invoked. So those are the cards. I'll just put them up here now. The deck performed really well. It came second. So my match, we only got 2 matches done, which was an absolute shit show. But let's stop moaning about that. My match was a 2-1 loss to Medolce and a 2-1 win against True Draco. So I came second. So it was okay, but generally I was absolutely exhausted with it. So let's just dive right into the profile because that's what you're here for and not to listen to me moan. So after the Shaddoll package, I play 3 Wendy, 2 Hedgehog, the 1 Scamada, the 1 Dragon, and the 1 Beast. So I like Beast and I don't like him. See, the fact that he's not a normal summonable monster is an absolute killer, because he seems to be the one that's absolutely stuck to me. So it's just one of those ones. Shaddoll Dragon is extremely good. Hedgehog, I may try and bump up to 3 because I feel like he's probably the best main deck Shaddoll monster, if I'm honest. Wendy performed really well. Oh, sorry, I forgot Ariel. And she was superb. The really good thing, so the Dogmatika Invoked deck that I played before, I felt like it was just missing that wee something to help me snowball and take out games. Also move these up. And I just felt like it needed something else, something a wee bit more control and stuff like that. So that's why I decided to play Shadolls in the deck. They performed extremely well. As I said, it can help you snowball, so good. And also it makes the deck so much more viable going second, because you can start popping things with dragon, drawing, searching more things and dumping more things and stuff like that. That helps you break boards and stuff and things like that. And having Shaddoll Fusion as a target for Fetty Anaconda is superb. I really did enjoy playing the Shaddoll engine in the deck. If you want to see a pure Shaddoll build, then feel free to leave a comment down below. If I can get 5 comments saying they want a pure Shaddoll build, I'll happily do it. So let's move on from the Shaddolls. Don't want to make this video like fucking 20 minutes. So Alistair the Invoker, there's not much more that you can see about Alistair. A small Dogmatika engine of Ecclesia and Fluid Release. I've seen a few more people do this, and I do think if you are just putting it in as an extension engine, then definitely I think just the minimum of 2 monsters is correct. It does mean that if you draw both of them, then you do have 3 dead cards in your hand, but that's just part and parcel with the game. You have to take the good with the bad, and this worked extremely well for me. To be honest, when I did use the Nadir Servant, it was always Ashton, and then my Shaddoll Fusion was pretty pop off. So I didn't actually get to see her that much, but Fluid Release popped up more often than not and actually won me a game. against the Draco matchup, because his only card was Dynamite Knight, and I had on the field, I think it was Mechaba, but I'd already used the Mechaba by discarding a Skirmish from the hand to negate one of his traps, and then Blood Release when triggered that, and I just special some this to negate that, so it worked out really well. I played the one Prankotops, so this deck is more inclined to go second, and I just felt like I had 39 cards, so it was either going to be a single tactical talent, it was either going to be a Upstart Goblin, and I just felt like Prankotops just is so good. See the fact that he's so chainable to things, he's free on the summon, and loads of people, it just handles so many decks because they can't get over the 2600, and if they are building a board and they're worried about Lightning Storm, they're putting things in defense position like Borrow Savage Dragon, and then all you do is summon this, attack over the Savage Dragon, job's a good one, then just pop whatever else they've got, be it the Herald of Arclight, whatnot. So I really did like playing the Prankotops. Hand traps. We play the 3 Gammas and the 1 Driver, as well as 3 Permanencies. Gamma, superb in this deck because it helps protect your Shaddoll Fusion, your Meltdown, your Deer's Servant. He's got so many targets that help get this card out and stop your opponent. Now, one change I will definitely do is I'm going to drop Impermanence for Effect Veilers. I just feel like Effect Veiler is going to be so much more beneficial because it is another light target, and also it's better. It's better going first, have the Effect Veiler in your hand, than to have an Impermanence set, because if your opponent's playing Harpies or Lightning Storm in the main deck or Twin Twisters, then they just hit this and then you're minus a negation. So definitely moving forward it will be Effect Veilers. Then Fusion Spells, the Invocation, 3 Shaddoll Fusion, and the 1 El Shaddoll Fusion. These were absolutely superb. I'll be honest with you, I didn't get to see them as often as I wanted to. I did see Shaddoll Fusion constantly, but constantly I didn't have Gamma and my opponent had Ash. So it was a wee bit of a drawback, but when the Shaddoll Fusion resolved, 9 times out of 10 I won that match. The El Shaddoll Fusion was so good, especially when I'd had it set, used all my negations, and then my opponent would special something else. Then I would flip this, get a App Clone out, get that additional negation. So good, and it also trigger more things by sending them to help reoccur resources and help me in following turns. So I was really happy with the ratio of the fusion spells. Now, 3 more copies of Alistair, 3 more copies of Ecclesia. Nothing more can be said on these cards. They were superb, and they forever will be superb until they get limited or semi-limited, whatever Konami wants to do with them. Forbidden Droplets. I played 2 Forbidden Droplets. I think this card is superb currently. Out of Rise of the Duelist, it is between this and Tactical Towers as being the best card in the set. For me, currently, Droplets is the best card, but I think once Dragoon goes or something else, I think Tactical Towers will just absolutely steamroll in the future compared to this card, and I see this card getting reprinted a shit ton of times more than what Tactical Talents will. Personally, that's what I think. So, really did enjoy it. If you can't afford these, then I always try to give you a budget option. Forbidden Chalice is extremely good, and it does basically do the same thing, but If you're worried about dragoons and stuff like that, then I would advise you probably Kaiju would be good. The good thing about this deck is you only need a specific type to be able to use it for fusion material and stuff like that if you do brick on it or go first and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely those are the options to trade in instead of building droplets. Trap lineup, the one Dogmatika punishment absolutely kills me that this is common. This needs a fucking hollow. Shaddoll Skirmish and Shaddoll Incarnation. So Shaddoll Incarnation, I haven't actually used this card since Master Rule 5 was established. It was when the structure decks first came out, and it was really fun using this card to be able to flip things up, flip things down, banish it, and then flip up the aerial to then get like construct or apple, something like that. And back onto the field was really fun, and I really did enjoy playing this card. So, yep, that is the main deck. So, moving to the extra deck, pretty standard, 2 construct, 2 wonder, and 2 Aqualon. I've seen loads of people just play the 1 Aqualon, I've seen people play the 1 wonder. The 1 wonder I can understand because, to be honest, I only use the 1 wonder. She didn't pop up all that often, but I know for a fact in more spammy games and stuff like that, having the second wonder would be really good, especially with the El Shaddai fusion. If they out the first one, another one and stuff like that. But 9 times out of 10 they'll have something big enough to just run it. But the second Aqualon I really did enjoy because you send the first one off on the servant and then having one in the extra deck to just build on from that. So I would definitely advise the 2 Aqualon and 2 constructs. Just Invoke stuff, double Mechaba, Bug Drill, and the Agoides. I've seen people cut Mechaba down to 1. I genuinely can't do it. Personally, I can't do it. I feel like just having that extra Mechaba is so good because people fear a Mechaba because it banishes the card when it negates it, which can be superb. The 1 Agoides, I'm not sure about Agoides. I keep on playing them and I just still don't. I see how good he is. Generally, he's a cheaper version than getting the access code talker. Like cheaper in value and cheaper like actually playing the card because you don't need to use as much resources. You just need to have fusion in the graveyard and an Alistair. So I do see the appeal, but it's just one of those ones I think it will grow on me in the future. And Purgatory just absolutely clears bolts and can just get you games. The 1 in Tis, just for the main target for the Deal Servant and your Dogmatic Punishment. Sorry, the name pure eluded me there. The 1 Almirage and the 1 Secure Gardener. Then also we are playing the 1 Gravity Controller. I was thinking about cutting him, but the more times that I ended up with a construct, and if I wasn't able to get the construct out off the field and reoccur things, then I would have definitely lost a few more rounds. But having the Gravity Controller was really good, like resource-wise and management and advantage that you get just from the Gravity Controller is well worth playing them. Then we play the 1 about the Anaconda, when we just snowball, have extra monsters that we just don't need anymore. We can just link this off and then send a Shaddoll fusion and get more advantage. So side deck, I'll be honest with you, side deck was just absolutely random. It was just some things I wanted to take in and try out because the meta is so oil the show. So I decided to play the free drawn Lockbird. It's okay. It was alright against the True Draco matchup, but nothing really to write home about. If it does stay in moving forward, then we might try and fit in a Raijin. I played the free Lancia just as another light target and also to stop dinosaurs and Orcus because I thought Orcus would research more, especially because Scrap Bone got reprinted in the OTS 13. I think it's 13, I can't remember. But didn't see it. In any of the games I didn't need it, so it's still on the fence about playing it. Then we play 2 Lightning Storm, the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. I've said it throughout my other videos. I think this is the correct ratio. Attack back row, attack monsters, perfect. I play the 3rd Forbidden Droplet. Just in certain matchups, if I know I'm going against the Dragoon, then it's extremely good to have this just to out him. It means that you can just attack over. Then I play the 2 Tactical Talents. If I knew I was going to go 2nd, then again a lot more advantage, especially when the build boards and stuff like that. So definitely, I still think until a certain time that Dragoon gets banned or whatever, I think this is still going to be the side deck card. There is loads of decks that you would main it in, but in this deck, I feel like it's just perfect in the side deck. And if I knew I was going first, be Solemn Judgments, just to make sure that my board couldn't get cleared and just stop my opponent, because if they didn't rely on a normal summon, then I've got this to out them. So that is the deck profile, everyone. I hope you did enjoy it. Actually, better go through these because I can't actually remember what I got. So we've got a Crystal Wing, Spiral Gear Drone, Foil Guardian, Muddy Mud Dragon, Gravity Collapse, Spore, Gravity Collapse, Dolkin, Foil Defender, Muddy Mud Dragon, ABC Buster, and the Scrap Home. This was the thing I was looking for my Oculus deck, because the original one I sold it when it was in peak price. I think it was like £12 or something I sold it for. But that was back in the day when it only had the 1 printing. So really glad to actually get this card reprinted. So all in all, I did enjoy the deck. It came 2nd, and there isn't really much that I would change to the deck. I really enjoyed the ratios, and I hope you do as well if you plan to test this out. But yeah, if you have any changes or anything that you would think would help the deck, or if there's any decks that you actually want to see, like any deck profiles like Pure Shaddoll. Currently I've got Prank Kids. I want to get you a deck profile before the new support comes out, if you have picked that up early. As I did say in the previous video, that it should be a deck you should try and pick up for cheap. And also I've got Plunder Patrols, which is a deck I've really been enjoying. So I'll try and get these profiles done as soon as possible. I do apologise for not uploading like 2 weeks. But as I said, stress from this and other things. So I do hope you've enjoyed the deck profile. If this is your first time watching a deck profile on the channel, please think about subscribing, because it does help give me the motivation to do more deck profiles in the future. And if you did enjoy it, then please give it a like. If you're a recurring channel viewer, then thanks for coming back, and hope I didn't bore you too much and you didn't miss me too much. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.